And now here's your hostess with the mostest, Wade.
And there's Cito.
You're never ready for that one, are you?
No, I wasn't ready for that one, but that's awesome. Well, welcome to Uptown tonight. It is, what is it, April 13th, Lucky 13 on a Wednesday, and we got to skate by all the snow and all that other fun stuff, but the Twins lost again today, so they got 2-4 on their record so far this year, but they got a day off tomorrow. They'll be fine. They're coming back. And Buxton... he just isn't doing well for the past few days here. He's been striking out and stuff. It's been really disappointing.
He did get the third, though.
Yeah.
So,
but was it 3 games ago? He was just in fuego. Everything he could.
Love like fuego.
Yeah, no kidding. I think he had 2 home runs that game and everything else. It was awesome. But we love you, Buxton. And Arise. Those are my guys on the Twins there. But, again, welcome to Uptown tonight. We got Mr. Seth Schaefer with us today.
Hey, everybody.
Yeah, this is going to be a fun conversation because I really have no idea of your background whatsoever. So, I mean, this is going to be really good. This is really good. We got Cito over here pushing all the buttons.
Yo, what's up, man?
Else.
I got the Adidas wear on today, and it's looking good, so.
Yeah, date is going. Okay, the best thing you can do for us right now is hit that subscribe button, like, comment, share, all that fun stuff, and everything else. And then I'll tell you what we did last weekend. Last weekend, we were doing lots of cool stuff. The first thing here is, I think it's just going to be a picture of some food just because I have to be that guy. Oh, no.
There it is.
There it is. So that's Mr. Zeben and my sauerkraut and dumplings.
Your 5 pounds of sauerkraut.
Oh, my God. It was terrible. I ate that entire plate, too. And, it was something I probably shouldn't have done, but it was so good.
The kraut.
Yep. And the dog's in there waiting. And here I have to talk about this a little bit because I got this. I found this morning. I was a student from one of the first school that I was teaching on professionally. His name's Darian Hanson from in the Findlay area of North Dakota. And I'm just going to read a little bit of what happened to him. And this is during the snowstorm that's happening. I think it's still happening right now. And I saw that Grand Forks had up like to 14 inches or something. Am I lying on this? Or
no, I think it was about 10. You're right.
It was just crazy. So here's a little bit of what Darian wrote this morning. He's like, woke up at 9 a.m. with my dad waking me up saying the barn was gone. Couldn't believe it when he said it. He said someone called him and it was completely gone. At this point, I was extremely worried about what we have 15 miles away. When we got close, we could see the smoke, and I believed it, but I was still in shock. When we got there, the feeder pigs, which are the 150 to 300-pound pigs, were outside and scared. Well, some of them were there. Obviously, the first thing I thought of was Rusty, and I'm guessing Rusty was one of his favorites, hoping she got out. It was very cold out and looked like I was about to storm. So this is right before the snowstorm, and already very cold. I could see that the barn caved in and saw dead pigs. Okay.
Oh,
so
no.
Basically what happened was the barn went up in flames. I'm not entirely sure how, but Rusty did not make it out, and or a bunch of the other pigs, along with the sows and the little piglets. They were all trapped inside because they were just getting nursing and everything else. So everything is basically gone. They moved all the survivors to another area, but obviously they're basically going to be starting from scratch with the facilities and all that stuff. And they do have a GoFundMe going right now. I have it linked down below. If you can help out Darian and all those people, they'd be very, very helpful on that. He was a great kid. I remember him. His younger brother was in the band program there, Drake, and I don't know, just heart goes out to him, especially with all this. He was just getting basically life going, and he has to already put up with that stuff and during a storm at the same time. I mean, you couldn't imagine how hard it was to get everything going. So if you can help him out, that'd be great. Links down below for the GoFundMe. All right. Now for something a little more fun. There's old Zebekins, but we got to show you a couple other pictures here first. Dun, dun, dun.
Which ones?
Dun, 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 dun. Next one, yep.
Okay.
Next one.
Oh, that one there.
Yep, there's our Bar 9 stage. We got to play the Bar 9 on Friday. And then Saturday, we were up at the Poorhouse in Grand Forks. I forgot to grab a picture of the stage, but we've had that picture up there multiple times. Now, about a year ago, during the podcast, this little guy came into our lives. And there he was on the couch. I think this was that actual night. Cito is actually one of the first people to meet old Zeben right there. And there he is, all snuggled out. We got a couple better pictures of him.
That's when he rolled out of the couch and hit his head.
Yep. And there he is, all pink tongue and all. And he's got one more where he actually gives you the old almond eyes, I call it.
And then now 250 pounds later.
Yep. And there he is giving the almond eyes.
Oh, he's so cute.
And now 250 pounds later,
Blah.
waiting for my sauerkraut. It was about as big as his head back then. So, yeah, that was 1 year ago during the podcast when he came in. Well, at least came into this house. So it was good. It was good. So that's basically what I did last weekend. But let's find out what's going on with Seth. Seth, how you doing?
I'm doing really good. I'm doing really good.
Thank you for being on.
Absolutely. Thanks for having me.
Oh,
I'm excited.
That's not an issue. Not an issue. So basically what I know about you is that you play bass. You are a percussionist.
Yes.
Oh, he's a percussionist. I forgot one thing, too. We still have the JoJo Mayer giveaway. So basically the first person to guess Peter Nyblock's first
favorite
drum
color.
First drum set.
Let's make this easy. I'm just gonna say Stringerlin or whatever it's called.
Well, they guessed that last week. Slingerland.
Slingerland?
Not Slingerland,
Okay.
but in the same era when Slingerland was really hot, really hot. So I'm gonna let you have a shot at it. You ever seen the JoJo Mayer video?
I've only done my 800 claps. That's about it.
Oh, okay. So, do you know who Peter Nyblock is?
I'm not aware.
Okay, Peter, go back and watch his videos. The guy's fascinating. He's just a national treasure. That's all I'm going to say about that. So you go and watch the videos. But he's getting up there in age, but he's been around the world playing in a whole bunch of different scenarios and everything else. And well, what do you think his first drum set was? What brand would it be?
I'm guessing Ludwig.
Not Ludwig. Oh, so close. We'll ask you at the end of the hour too. Maybe you can think of something different.
Yeah, I'll keep it rolling.
Yep. During that stuff. But yes, or else if someone else gets it in the live chat or the comments down below, we'll give it to you. We'll get it to you. We'll figure out how to find you. All right. So let's get back to Seth. Sorry, I keep going on these tangents here.
Dakota.
Okay. So take us through that. So you're foreman. Like,
Yeah.
you have a little side trek here going on? Side quest?
My grandparents they live in Foreman, and as a baby I lived in Foreman. But then I moved to Oaks, where I went to elementary school, middle school, high school, all the way till I left to come back to Fargo.
Interesting.
Mm-hmm.
So who's your director in Oaks then?
My first director was Sue German.
Okay.
Up until my freshman year of high school. Then it was Jeff Van Ort. You probably know Jeff.
I know Jeff Van Ort.
Absolutely.
Yes, quite well.
And he kind of made me realize that band directors can be cool. He gave me my first bass lessons. He got me into pop punk on all those 90s bands, and now here I am.
Sounds like Jeff, yep.
Yep.
Well, that's cool. What instrument did you start with then?
I started on saxophone.
Saxophone.
Then I promptly switched to percussion about a couple weeks later.
And Jeff was cool enough to do that for you?
Well, that was still back with Sue, and they were cool. I went after school, got some lessons, started going. I was one of 3 percussionists, and then I kept it going.
Interesting. So that was what, 6th grade?
Yeah.
I'm gonna say, did you play any instruments before that?
No.
No.
I just kind of. I mean, there's pictures of me in like a little baby tux at a piano, but I'm not doing anything.
Oh, okay. So
Yeah.
did you have interest in that, in music before that, or you just like, why did you even start? That's basically where I'm going.
Yeah, I've thought about it a lot, and I'm not exactly sure when it started. I wanted to be a chef for a good while, and then I think it just kind of clicked that I can continue doing music as a job every day, and someone was showing me that it can be a passion to be followed. So it was about my senior year of high school when I started getting a little bit more serious. I started taking auditions for college, and then threw a couple out there, and NDSU grabbed.
Interesting. Cool. So did you play in the jazz bands and any of that in Oaks? Or?
Yeah, so when Jeff came, he said we need a bass player. So I started taking lessons, and I started playing bass for jazz. I've never really done any kit for jazz, but bass is where my heart lies.
Okay, so the other 2 are doing all the kit stuff?
Yeah, for sure.
And so what's your main instrument that you play nowadays? Or don't you have a main instrument? You just do it?
I have to say bass. I've been asked to play kit on a gig once, maybe. If anyone's reaching out, it's for bass, which is fine. I love playing bass, even though it's technically my secondary. It's a blast.
I love playing bass too. So
yeah, exactly. Got another bass player in here. I'm
That's what I'm
surrounded
talking about.
again, but no, you still have percussion background, so I'm safe. I'm safe. You had a video you posted this morning, I think, or whatever, last night you were going through. Looked like you're going into the sanctuary.
Yeah. There was the FM Kicks last night put on an all-city jazz gig, and so I brought my high school jazz band.
Nice.
And we were with about 6 other bands from the area: Moorhead, South, North, Davies, us, Cheyenne. I hope I'm not missing anybody. And then the Kicks band played, so it was a full 2 hours of jazz.
Very cool.
It was really, really fun.
Very
All the
very
kids
cool.
played really well.
At the sanctuary too. This place is just pretty cool. That's one of the classiest places in town.
It's gorgeous,
Yeah.
gorgeous. And I had to sneak around because I saw Descendants there a couple years ago. I needed to know where they were hanging out, so I snuck into the vestibule, walked down the stairs, tried to find the cool areas.
Awesome. Well, let's bring you back. Okay, so now you're going into college and your senior year, so you're thinking about either going into culinary or into music. And I know I can understand this because I'm at those years I was either going to go in auto mechanics or music, but then I just thought there'd be more chicks with the music part, so that was my thing. What pushed you towards the music part besides the culinary?
I spent most of my day in the music room in my building. I was either practicing. I didn't practice in high school. That's a lie. I was either in rehearsal. I was talking to my other music friends, or I took it upon myself to organize the whole music library. So I was in there all day, every day.
Band nerd.
Yeah. Gotta have everything in order where it needs to be. And so just being in that room, being in that space, being in that music making space, being kind of alongside those music making decisions, like what are we going to play for the next concert? What kind of things we need to fix in this room right now? Kind of got my attention.
Ah, so Jeff was putting you to work, basically.
Yeah.
Nice.
Free labor until I could do it myself.
Yeah. Now he's down in Texas someplace.
Oh, yeah.
Not entirely sure where, but...
Texas.
Well, Jeff, you see this? Yeah.
Texas.
There you go.
Hey.
I am jealous. Loved being in Texas when I was down there for a while, but...
No snow.
Yeah. Well, it snowed out a few times, but
Yeah.
it was gone when you walked out of the building. It was great. It was great. All right, so you're being the band nerd, you're doing all the stuff in there, and you're just getting under your skin, I can tell. And then, like, where did you apply for? Or how did that process go?
Yeah. Well, I think I applied for NDSU and MSUM, and then I did some touring around both those places. I auditioned at NDSU, and I got in there.
Okay.
And that was kind of all I needed. I knew that Jeff went there. I knew a lot of my friends who had recently graduated went there, so I didn't know much else. That was the big city, more quote unquote.
So that just drew you in, just where the band director went and everything else.
And of course,
you're not alone with that, because
right.
I hear that a lot with other students when they come in as their band directors went to certain colleges, and that's why they wanted to go to these certain colleges.
Yeah. And of course, I knew Sigurd Johnson, because I mean, my first year at IMC when I was a 9th grader, that's the first time I met you as well.
Okay.
So you, Dr. Johnson, and I don't remember who else was there, but yeah, he caught me early and tried to get me going to NDSU as well.
Okay. Was I any help on that? I'm a little foggy on this one.
I don't remember. 9th grade.
Did he have long hair?
He did have long hair.
I would have had the long hair at that point, yes. Back in those old hippie days.
We're just going to call it PH, like pre-hair.
Pre-hair.
Yeah.
That was my PH era.
Well, that's good. So you went to NDSU, and then we'll get into your photos here shortly, but I saw some of the things that you were doing there that I didn't realize that you did, but we'll talk about how to get you your photos. All right, so now you're at NDSU, you're doing the thing. Were you doing mostly percussion there? Were you doing percussion and bass? Were you working with Bill Law at all? Or?
Well, that I went through a time like right away where I wasn't sure if I should study percussion or study bass. I was taking lessons from Doug Neal and lessons from Dr. Johnson. And Dr. Johnson kind of sat me down and was like, I think you should keep doing both. You might get more gigs. You're probably going to get more gigs playing bass. But I think very, very true. But as a band director, he thought that being a percussionist and a perc major would be more beneficial, which is very, very true. Because now that I have a full-time gig, those skills and those classes and those lessons have been super important.
Yeah, Dr. Johnson was awesome. He was really good. I got to get him on the podcast, and he's retiring, so he doesn't have an excuse now. We borrowed a bunch of uniforms from old Dr. J. They're still in my van.
Nice.
Wait, he said make sure they get brought back.
I contacted him a few times. So.
Now it's on the record.
Now let's just keep them for Halloween then. So
It's about it. All right, so you're there and just went through the paces and graduated. Is that how it all worked out, or?
I think so. And I mean, every year brought something exciting. Like right away, they brought Ney Rosario in, amazing Brazilian percussionist, and I was like, yeah, I'm in the right place. And then started joining jazz bands, drum lines, as many ensembles as I could get. Started playing some brass for classes, just trying to be
in the university band.
Yeah.
Yep.
The most band director I could.
Doing well, yeah. And then you graduated, and now what you doing?
Yes, and now I am full-time at West Fargo High School. Teaching right alongside Sue Jordal, right with where you student out, I believe.
Oh, yeah. Sue is awesome. Mm-hmm. And her students love her. Oh, my God.
Yeah. She's built a legacy.
Completely adore that woman. So, no, that was a lot of fun over there at West Fargo. She basically just let me off the leash, and I could do whatever I wanted. We played... this is getting really nerdy now for you guys out there, but it was called Godzilla Eats Las Vegas by Eric Whitaker. And it was an 11-minute piece. These kids have never done anything like that in their entire life, and we made it through pretty well. Nice. We made it through pretty well. I couldn't get anyone to get in costumes. Again, getting into the weeds and nerdy on that, but everyone is as nutty as the title sounds like. We'll just say that. No, that was great over in West Fargo. And I go on, I substitute teach out of there every once in a while and everything, so there was a couple times I ran through and saw you there. Yeah. But then we met again back at the Lake Agassiz band. That's it. I was thinking of the Fargo Moore Community Theater for some reason. I don't know why.
Right. That band's been really cool because I get to, just like with that, I've gotten to play with people that I've met a long time ago and studied under, like Tom Christensen and Sue and
Master Tom.
Just all these amazing musicians in town. And I'm the young guy in this situation, fresh out of college.
Yes, you are.
Like the youngest fresh in the section. And to be viewed as a professional is really fun with these people that I look up to. It's been really fun.
Exactly. And that's all you get. That's where you're starting from, and you just get to excel from there. So, yes, congratulations on all that.
Thank you. It's been fun.
Yeah, it's going to be... You're going to do things. I can see that.
I appreciate that.
I can already see that.
You're going places, kid.
Yep, wrong taste.
They're going to make a movie about you.
Holy cow.
Yeah, so I'll ask you that afterwards. I played in the last concert with you, and he was wearing a Guar shirt, and I was like, oh my God, this guy actually listens to Guar. I thought that was the last one of the holdouts left, but no, so we had this huge conversation about Guar. And that was basically out of my top 3 shows that I saw, and I placed that number 3, but it's still in the top 3 of my favorite shows I've ever seen in my entire life. But again, I digress. Are you playing in other bands now?
Yeah, so besides the concert bands, I'm in a blues band called 3rd Street Blues. We play around town, play Tailgaters quite a bit, Elks Club, and then we get to play Fargo Blues Fest in the summertime right in the beer garden. So that's going to be super fun.
Yeah.
Nice.
And then my local band, Walker Rider, with a lot of kids from IMC. We're playing a show tomorrow at the Aquarium with Living Hour, opening up for Living Hour.
Beautiful.
That's been a blast, working on a record with those guys. It's on its way.
So what kind of music's Walker Rider? The other 3rd Street Blues band, that kind of tells itself. Yep. So
yeah, it's Walker Rider is like something totally new to me because in high school, punk band, blues band. Now used to band music, and now it's kind of like an alternative folk band, like folk tunes with a lot of sound. Try to bring as much as possible. A lot of bass, a lot of drums.
Interesting.
Yeah, it's been really fun to put together and to try to put my own spice into it.
I'm trying to think of a folk tune right now. I'm just blowing it, which I should know something. But what kind of folk tunes? Do you actually do a folk tune and then just kind of...
No, it's more of like the folk sound, that country sound.
Okay.
Those country chord progressions and bass lines with a little bit more synth behind it.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Okay. Get a little more nuance behind it. What kind of, do you have lyrics then on top of there, or is it just all music?
Yeah, lyrics written by Wyatt Dronin, if you remember him from camp. He was a drummer back then, but now he's playing guitar, and amazing singer.
More versatility.
Oh yeah,
I like that. Yep, you can really get around the room. I like that quite a bit. Let's get to some of your photos here.
Let's do it.
Maybe that'll get that going.
Yes.
You look so happy.
So more or less on a whim, Evelyn Glennie came to Sioux City, Iowa. I'm not sure how they swung that, but we cut class in college. Don't tell anybody. And we drove down to Sioux City, and got to hang out with Evelyn Glennie. She did a master class at University of South Dakota the day before, so we went up to Dr. O at NDSU and said, "Hey, I understand that we have rehearsal tomorrow and it's almost our concert, but we have more important things to
now,
attend
can you explain a little bit more about Evelyn Glennie? Because I know, but I don't think our audience understands the importance of this. This lady is she's beyond.
Yes. I mean, first and foremost, she is the first person to ever hold the job that she created, which is a solo percussionist as a job. First person in existence to ever hold that position. And beyond that, she is, as she says it, profoundly deaf. So she plays...
I didn't want to give it away.
Right. She plays with no shoes on, feels those vibrations in her feet.
Yep.
And at that master class, I was a couple rows in, and she was watching, reading my list very intently, and it came up in a question that someone beyond me, she wouldn't have any clue of what they were saying, but it being a close enough distance, she can kind of make it out. But she's not extremely deaf, but profoundly deaf, as she put it, which is very interesting.
Just like Beethoven. But yeah, if you ever watch her perform, it's transcending. It brings you someplace else.
Yeah.
And it's just amazing, like how these musicians can just do that for you. I don't. It's one of those things you got to see her live.
And she says when she was performing with an orchestra, it's kind of just like a wash of sound. So as I view it, she's just the most accurate percussionist on the planet, just having to be where she needs to be at any point in time.
Now, who's the guy behind you?
He is.
I recognize him. I just can't think of his name.
He is Fargo's mighty Ryan Hardy. He plays.
Hardy. There you
go. He plays. Before he moved down to Sioux Falls, I believe, he was. He played at the Fargo Theater a lot on the Mighty Wurlitzer. He was on that rotation. He played a lot for Silent Movie Night. So if you ever went to any Silent Movie Night or any of the festivals at the Fargo Theater, he was probably there playing the Mighty Wurlitzer. Also a percussionist from NDSU. I'm one of my best friends.
Awesome.
Yeah.
And I recognize those uniforms.
Absolutely. Yeah. I got to be in the class that took two of the most recent uniforms.
Yep, and the lady right next to you, she was from West Fargo.
Yeah, West Fargo grad.
I helped her out a little bit there. Mm-hmm. And playing tenors.
Absolutely.
That's the ones with the 5 or 6 different drums on there, and it's just insane because they weigh about 5,000 pounds, and you have to stand there with... How did you end up on the tenors, and why would you pick that?
Yeah. Well, I
always ask people that part just because it just seems nutty.
Well,
the biggest bass drum actually weighs less than these things. Okay.
Yeah. Well, and then the center of gravity is lower, the weight is lower, so it's just that lower back pain started early. My junior year of high school, we got drumline equipment. And so I hopped onto the tenors for no reason in particular. And
they looked the coolest.
That's true. There was more going on. I think I saw him coming down. I think it was just because I was one of the older percussionists. They thought I should take on the tenors. So as I was playing tenors, kept it going, and then I started taking lessons from Nick Myers when he was at VCSU.
Gotcha.
We did both snare and tenor for our lessons. And then when I auditioned at NDSU, I did both a little bit of snare audition and tenor audition. And then they said they were having trouble making calls, so they said, do you want tenor or snare? You have to choose one to finish the audition out. And I went tenor. And I kind of threw it out there because I didn't know. It seemed more fun to play in the long run. So chose tenor, made that audition, and got on the tenor line my freshman year. This is probably
beautiful.
My junior year because I'm wearing the yellow bandana when I was vice president of the Gold Star Marching Band.
Even better. And
then, yeah, my tenor family right there. Me, Sierra, my best friend Taylor, and then Aiden. Aiden, who was tenor section leader last year.
And then you got John in the background there.
Everyone hiding there.
Yep.
But yeah, this was before we even got to the new uniforms. Absolutely. This is the closing of the best road trip I've ever taken in my entire life. But so, I mean, to start it, I'll start at the beginning, I suppose.
Please do.
We started in Oaks, North Dakota, my hometown, for my sister's graduation. And then after that, hopped on the road to Denver for one day, Vegas, and then we went to San Diego.
This is all driven. Nice.
12-hour day.
Were you with other people then?
6-hour day. Yeah, me and my partner, Ashley, made the whole drive. So we stayed in Denver one night, stayed in Vegas one night, and then stayed in San Bernardino where we made the trip to San Diego a few times, where if you look really closely on my left leg, I have a very fresh tattoo from the lead singer of New Found Glory. That's the one poking out right there. And then after hanging out there for a couple weeks, going back to Vegas, we went over to St. Louis, Missouri, where I've been taking lessons from Josh Jones, who is in the picture. He's the principal percussionist for the what did I say? No, the Kansas City. Did I say St. Louis? I meant Kansas City. Kansas City Symphony Orchestra. So we went and saw a concert, and then we hung out and we went and got food. But like after taking lessons with Zoom with him, it was great getting to meet him in person. He's an amazing guy and an insane percussionist. And it's been kind of going back to the getting to play and learn from people that you've looked up to for so long. I figured I learned out about him about 5 years ago, and then to 5 years later be kind of in a situation where I can talk to him and send him messages and ask him for advice. He's been an amazing help in my first year teaching.
That's awesome.
Yeah, so much fun.
That is awesome.
He has a mini documentary on YouTube that everyone should check out.
Oh, you'll have to send me a link.
Yeah,
I'll put it onto the description. Sure. We can do that. And there.
Yeah, that's what my college career looked like right there. Those with the NDSU jazz band with those ugly ties.
Slapping the bass.
Oh yeah,
that's in the concert hall.
Absolutely. Yeah, that was the most fun. I miss playing in a big band. I've gotten to sub a little bit with the Kicks band, and I've done some like small combo stuff, but man, playing with the big band is the most fun.
So you ever get to the jazz jam stuff?
Mm-hmm. I just heard about it recently, so I went to the Spirit Room last week.
Okay. And
hung out, and I just kind of listened because I didn't have the guts to. I mean, they have a house rhythm section for the most part, and it feels weird to be like, I'll be next. But I mean, I guess that's what you're supposed to do. So I'll get the.
Yeah, but if you go enough, they'll start inviting you up as well too.
For sure.
So, yeah. There's Dr. J.
Hey.
And see, now you're wearing the uniform.
Yes.
You became one of them, which is... I'm going to let you introduce yourself.
Yeah. I got to be... Well, first of all, it's in the brand new uniforms, but I got talked into, and I auditioned for being a drum major my senior year. See, I hopped the line.
See, he's a traitor.
Yeah.
No drumline guy ever goes to being a drum major. But
let me tell you, you don't know a season without a harness, though. That was fantastic.
Oh, I bet. I know Tony Peterson from Cheyenne did the same thing way back in the day too. So,
but my senior year, got to be a drum major, and I got to be a part of that same class that wrote a proposal for new uniforms. And so that one was real slick. Everyone else wore black pants, and then that top that we have had 3 different looks. The plate you'd flip for 2 different color looks, and you take it off completely for a 3rd look, versus just the sash and the breastplate.
Nice.
Yeah, they were really, really slick. Really slick.
Versatility.
Mm-hmm. There's a 3rd Street Blues band.
Woo.
That was at where was that at? That was the Fargo Blues Fest last year in the gardens. So we got a clear shot of the stage. Got to listen to a bunch of great bands, and after every single set, we played for about a half hour. People came and danced and hung out, got some food, got some drinks, and then yeah, it was amazing. It was so much fun getting to meet everybody.
Oh, I bet.
So much foot traffic right by us too.
And you're playing there again this year, right? That's what you were saying.
Yeah.
Yep. So back at the Blues Fest.
Mm-hmm.
And I just like that picture.
Yeah, I love this picture, and I cut it just to be myself, but the full picture has me and Wyatt.
Oh, I see how this is.
I do that. I do that all.
To,
my mic's not working. Oh, there we are. Radio's back. I do that all the time.
Yeah, I wanted people to make sure that they didn't think I was Wyatt, but no, the full picture. I believe that was taken by a friend of ours, Ben, who is an amazing photographer from in town. We were playing at the Red Raven. That's Walker Ryder, and I'm wearing a Phobo Phillips shirt. Another group of friends from in town. Amazing.
They just played a show, didn't they?
Yeah, they played it with Maul at the hall at Fargo Brewing. I think they're Fargo's best.
How do you say that name? Because I've tried to read it before in Phobophilic. Phobophilic.
Yeah, it's like the love of fears.
Phobophilic. All right.
Those are the best names, especially when they comes out of the aquarium and stuff. Like,
yeah, the lead singer of Phobo actually drew a logo for Walker Ryder. So we're like a gothic country folk band, and we have like this just devastating metal shirt that has like spider webs and a skeleton on like a zombie horse.
See, that's cool.
It's really, really rad.
I want to, when we got some metal guys coming, who's that coming to our show again? What I can't remember right now, I'm spacing out, but I wanted to make a metal logo of our band name, but I wanted the spider web the whole page, you know, like just
That's right. God, what was the name of that band? Oh my God, I'm gonna come up with it.
Gorgatron.
There it is. Yeah. God, how did we forget that?
Fargo's got some great metal.
Because I got Phobos-phobic or Phobos-phobic.
Yeah, so we're gonna get that whole stick thing going on with our logo, just to put it against theirs.
That's the Elks Lodge, I can tell.
Yes, absolutely. I think that was a food truck fest.
Food truck fest.
That was with the 3rd Street Blues.
Yes.
We get to play the coolest stuff. When you hop off stage, eat some cheese curds, hop right back up. It's the best gig.
That sounds awesome. Oh.
And same thing with the theme of playing with people you look up to. Got to play with Russ Peterson, an amazing, amazing saxophone player. And he gets to stand right in front of my amp and hear all my wrong notes.
He's the nicest guy, too. Yeah, when you get to work with him, he's just so nice.
And there we are.
We are back. So here we go. So I'm going to do this for you. I'm going to let you think about the old JoJo Mayer thing again, because this is what Peter Nyblock and we bonded over this at Best Buy, just from the technique side of it all together. I mean, it's beautiful. So I'm going to let you think about what Drum City is. I'll give you a second chance at this, just mainly because we've had this thing around. We've been trying to give this thing away for months.
Yeah.
Remember, JoJo Mayer has assembled the most comprehensive and detailed volume on hand technique for drummers.
Hand technique.
But
before we give it to Cito for the weekly report, I'm going to have you think about this. If you could play at any place, it could be a venue, it could be a state, it could be in the ocean, I don't really care. Where would you want to play? And what genre would you want to play in? We'll just think of it that way. All right, so Cito, what's happening out there this weekend?
Well, I'll tell you, Wade.
I love that radio voice.
That's how I sing, too. I have to sing really high.
That was actually me.
Hey, everyone. We're here at the Uptown Report here, and I just want to give a little shout-out. I got my quick 56 koozie here, if you can see that. Look at that. Woo, it's good looking, isn't it?
Yes.
So, all right. So on the downtown report here, or the uptown report, we're not downtown yet, though. We got Windbreak. Brianna Hebling is out there on Thursday, and then she'll be back out on Saturday. Stuck in the Middle will take the Friday, which is the middle of Thursday and Saturday. Southtown Poorhouse, Brianna Hebling will be out there on Friday. And then at the Shooting Star Monoman, we have Hitchville. Friday and Saturday out there at the Mustang Lounge. The Fargo Theater has Purple Rain movie. Get out there and make sure you check that out just to see the other band that's in there. What are they called again?
I still haven't
The
seen
Time.
that.
The Time. Yeah, you got to go check out the movie just to see The Time. So Sanctuary, Zemed Brothers, I can't read that. Everly Brothers Tribute on Thursday. That should be good. Thinking. Downtown Acoustic Report. We got Thursday, April 14th. Gina Powers is at the 701. Mick Klein will be out at the Side Street. Rick Adams is at JC Chumley's on Steak Night. And then Friday, April 15th, Rick Adams at the Silver Spike. Mike Morris is at Tailgaters. And Mick Klein is at O'Kelly's. The Saturday, April 9th, Sean Mitzel will be at the Silver Dollar Flying Pig in West Fargo. And Mike Morris is at the West Fargo VFW. Chris and Gina Roundup Saloon. And Samantha and Chris at the Murphy's Pub. Amanda Stanalone and Quishian will be at the Yum Cum Center. You see how I can read that now? When I first came around here back in the day, I'd be like, what is that?
I still do that.
Yum Cum Mist. Jonathan Roberts is at the Troll Lounge, and then Michael Ray Pfeiffer is at the Swing Barrel.
Lots of acoustic this weekend.
The Downtown Report. Fargo, VFW. Our good friends Trippy and Leslie will be out there Friday, Saturday night at the Troll Lounge. Moving Parts Thursday. At Bar 9, Ditching Delmer will be rocking out Friday night. And at the Front Street, Vinyl and Vino will be out at Thursday. Shane Bertrand will be Friday night making his hand noises and singing Weird Al songs, I'm assuming.
Yeah, I think he's the only one in town does Weird Al's.
Yeah, so
Shane's an awesome guy.
Yeah, and then we got the open mic night happening on Monday out there at the Front Street. So Downtown Dempsey's open mic with Gina Powers on Thursday. Boots is making a comeback tour, I'm thinking, or a reunion tour. They're going to be playing their show on Friday with the Johnson Brothers. The Midwest Remedies is happening out on Friday. The Aquarium, Living Hour, Walking Rider, Disappear Forever. That's my favorite one right there. The Patch Bay Door, and then that's happening on Thursday there. So
tomorrow night.
I like this name too. Forefathers is a good name. Subculture, Pat Wood. That's a combination of two. I'm just brain farting now. That's happening on Saturday there. So the DCR open mic night with Travis Nero is happening on Thursday, and then the Delta Urban 42, Kathy Brecky, and the 42nd Street Jazz Band will be out there on Thursday. Woo-hoo. Kathy Brecky's our friend. Out of town, the original, we have Pop Rocks on Friday, and then No Resolve on Saturday. Laughing Sun Brewery and Bismarck Mandan, Forefathers will be out there Friday, and then the Moon Cats album release party is going to be on Saturday. The Sandbar 2 in Detroit Lakes Kissing Company is on Friday, and then Ojata Records in Grand Forks has Keep Flying, Furry and Few, Poise and Peace, and Vessels on Saturday. The Uptown Report. Oh, that's where we are again. Back to the Uptown Report. So that's it for me. Golf is coming soon, guys, so make sure you get your golf balls ordered. Okay?
Yes.
And then get out there. Yeah, we got lucky that we didn't get no blizzard, didn't we, here in Fargo Moorhead?
No snow, knocking on wood.
Yeah, it's great. Oh, yeah, I ruined it now. Please send all your comments to citodelagarza@hotmail.com.
Thank you, Cito. That was great. All right. So back to Mr. Seth. Mm-hmm. Any place you'd want to play a show, and what genre at the same time? What would this be?
I think my top place would be bringing Walker Ryder out to.
He's gonna bring his band. Yeah, you're lucky, guys. He wants to bring you along. Okay.
Bring out to Mishawaka Amphitheater in Fort Collins, Colorado.
Oh,
I saw Descendants out. It was a little amphitheater out in the Poudre River, like 15 miles outside of Fort Collins. You look around, mountains all the way up. It's not a big place. Little slab of concrete, lots of gravel, and there was a battle of the bands 5 bands to see who would play the local Warped Tour. One opener who I don't remember the name of, In the Whale, I believe, and then Descendants. So it was like so long. 7 punk bands all playing full sets, and it was just a gorgeous venue. Because by the time Descendants came out, it was pitch black out. The trees alongside the Poudre River were lit up. Super tiny stage, very intimate, and we just got to rock out to punk music all night.
Man,
it was a gorgeous amphitheater, and I think it would do well with our genre.
That sounds awesome. I'll have to find that someday too, hopefully. God, that'd be really cool. That'd be really cool. So, I don't know. I have no words to say for that. I've never even thought about playing like within a with the mountains and all that stuff. But
gorgeous.
Yeah, I just remember being at my grandma's house in Boise, Idaho. Boise, and they were always surrounded by the mountains.
Yeah.
I always thought that was cool, but never thought of that as like an amphitheater. Huh. But again, I digress. All right, one more shot at the JoJo here. So
what has been?
What has been?
Guessed.
So here is the only thing that I'll give people. It's pre-70s.
It wasn't Slingerland.
Nope.
No Ludwig.
Not Ludwig.
That was my first guess.
Another thing is it was the first kit I ever owned myself.
Okay.
It doesn't help anybody.
Is there a brand called Starwind?
Not that I know of.
Okay, I'm just guessing out of my ass now.
Was it a Gretsch?
Not Gretsch. Oh, we are getting so close.
Knock down those 3.
If you think of something else, just yell it out in the middle of something. That's just fine by me. But here we go. We got some juvenile destruction we have to do this week. So here's this week's Off the Roof.
Ooh, I'm excited already.
That was perfect aim too. You're hired. You may look at that and go, "What are you doing?" And I'll tell you. I got a couple of friends of mine that actually we all figured or did this. They're the originators of the throwing stuff off the roof, and they're going to actually be in this studio here in about 3 weeks.
Cool.
But what would happen is we'd be throwing raging parties here because this is the house I grew up in. Bought it for my father. I think it was 15 years ago now. It's been a while. And what would happen inevitably by the end of the night, someone would be on the roof and we'd be throwing just random electronics off it just to watch it explode on the driveway. So just to keep it in that era.
And now it's tradition.
Exactly. So if you got something you want to see destroyed on the show, just drop it by, throw it in my yard. I don't really care. You know?
Yeah, throw it next to the trees.
Exactly. We'll find it. We'll destroy it for you. It'll be fun. So, you got a show coming up tomorrow, and
Absolutely.
that's at the aquarium?
We're Walker Riders open up for Living Hour, and we're playing with our really good friends from Grand Forks, Disappear Forever. I'm super stoked to see Patch Bay Door. So come see Wyatt, Antonio, Hunter, and myself. Come jam out the aquarium. I believe show starts at either 7 or 7:30. I think 7:30.
Okay, early start. Nice. And it's a great weekend to do that on there because it's probably going to be fairly quiet downtown. So it'd be easy parking and everything else. So get down there.
Yeah. It's not even a school night.
And so how can they get a hold of the band, or do you have any social stuff? I couldn't find anything.
You could check out Walker Rider on Facebook and Instagram. And you can check out myself, Seth Schaefer Music, on Instagram and Mostly Instagram and TikTok, depending on what you're on.
And the ticky tacks.
Yes.
So good. Anything else for good of the order?
It's been looking at the little bio you gave me. It's nice being one of the young guys in town. I'm super stoked to.
He is one of the young
keep
guys.
meeting people, playing bass, playing percussion, and teaching. And I'm
up and coming, and he's hungry for more information. This kid's gonna do great.
I really appreciate that.
Yeah,
I really appreciate that.
It's gonna be fun watching. Not the descending, the ascending of what's going on here. So you can find us at Uptowntonightpodcast at Gmail, or you can find us again at uptownbandfargo.com, and you can all that other fun stuff. If you want to get a hold of us again, we can get us on Instagram, TikTok, and what's that other one? Snapchat.
I'm working on the MySpace page still. But...
Oh, God, yeah, that's
what
right.
song are you
He's
going to
still
have
building
on
the
your
MySpace. So you can find that on Uptown Tonight Podcast on all three of those places. And, again, you can just find us here on YouTube, 6:30 every Wednesday night for here at FM's weekly entertainment podcast. So remember, if your drummer has more charisma than your front man, your band may be in trouble. But that's why my band's doing just fine. So until next time.
It's just a little baby turtle. Look at him go.